Okay, have you ever stopped to wonder what a giant skyscraper, the smartphone in your pocket, and a life-saving vaccine all have in common? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden blueprint that builds, well, our entire modern world. It's this framework that's so fundamental, you might not even see it, but trust me, once you do, you'll start seeing it absolutely everywhere.
I know. It sounds like the setup to a really weird joke, right? You've got this marvel of engineering that literally sends us to the stars, and then you have this incredible feat of biology that saves millions of lives right here on Earth. I mean, they couldn't seem more different. But the answer to this question, it reveals this deep secret connection behind pretty much every single major achievement humanity has ever had.
Because here's the secret, the big reveal. These incredible, totally different innovations, they actually share the exact same origin story. They are both built from the same fundamental blueprint, this invisible architecture that, you know what, we're about to make visible.
And here it is. We're calling it the STEM infrastructure. Now, this is not just a list of subjects you see in a school catalog. No way. You've got to think of it more like the world's operating system. Math, physics, chemistry, and biology, they are the fundamental code, the essential building blocks that all of our progress runs on.
So to really get a grip on this operating system, we need to look at its four foundational pillars. Let's break down exactly what each one does and how, when they come together, they shape everything around us.
Let's just look at how these pillars show up in everyday life. So you've got math. It's the universal language of logic, right? It's what calculates a drone's perfect flight path. Then there's physics, which gives us the laws of nature. That's what dictates the perfect arc when you throw a basketball. Chemistry, that's the science of matter. It's the simple reaction that makes bread rise in the oven. And of course, biology, the science of life, is at work right now as your own body fights off an infection. Each one of these pillars governs a different part of our reality, from the gigantic and cosmic to the totally microscopic.
And that right there, that is the most crucial point. As powerful as each of these pillars are on their own, the real magic, I'm talking the world-changing, revolutionary breakthroughs, that stuff happens when they're combined.
Okay, now for the fun part. Let's see how this whole blueprint actually comes to life. We're going to dive in and see how these foundational pillars combine to build the modern marvels we rely on every single day.
Just take a biorobotic hand, for example. This is so much more than just an engineering project. It's like a symphony of all four fields working together. First up, biology. That tells us how a real hand actually works. Then, chemistry comes in, providing the advanced materials that won't get rejected by the human body. Next, physics engineers all the mechanics, the motors, the levers, everything that creates movement. And finally, math writes the incredibly complex algorithms that translate a person's thought into precise, fluid motion. It's a perfect fusion.
And this slide just lays out the difference so perfectly. See, knowing physics can explain the concept of lift, and knowing math lets you calculate a path, a trajectory. But when you combine those powers, you get something totally revolutionary, an autonomous drone that can navigate the world all by itself. That is the huge leap from just individual knowledge to truly integrated innovation.
So let's scale this whole idea up. Think about major fields like medicine or computer science or engineering. You know, we often see them as their own separate things, but in reality, they're all superstructures built on top of that same four-pillar STEM foundation. Honestly, they just couldn't exist without it. I mean, think about an MRI machine. 100%. That's how much of its function relies on this deep integration. It needs the physics of incredibly powerful magnetic fields, the super complex math to turn signals into a clear image, and a deep understanding of biology to know what it's even looking at. You take away just one of those pillars, and the entire technology just collapses.
Okay, so why does understanding this grand blueprint matter to you? Because this isn't just about how the world works, it's about how you can actually help shape its future.
Just look at the most in-demand, future-proof career sectors out there today. You've got tech, health sciences, engineering. What do they all have in common? Yup, they are all deeply, fundamentally rooted in the STEM infrastructure. Having a strong grasp of these fundamentals, well, it's not really optional anymore. It's the price of admission if you want to innovate.
And this is the real takeaway here. We're not just talking about finding a job, we are talking about becoming a creator. By learning and integrating the principles of STEM, you're giving yourself the actual tools to be one of the architects, one of the designers, one of the key problem solvers of tomorrow. At the end of the day, it really just comes down to this. Learning STEM today empowers you to be a creator, an innovator, and a leader. It's about gaining the ability not just to understand the world as it is, but to help build whatever comes next.
So as we wrap this up, I want you to think about this. The blueprint is here. The foundational pillars, math, physics, chemistry, biology, they're all in place. The only question left is, what will you build?